one implication is that serious investment in schooling appears that it can make a difference. And particularly when we think about, in Australia, a major tutoring scheme to try and provide some, if you like, remediation for those students who might have slipped behind. I think that that kind of investment potentially can make the kind of difference that our governments and our educators have been seeking for a very long time. So I think it is about thinking about that investment and how it's done with the best impact. We've seen a lot of investment in education in Australia, but it isn't always producing the results that we'd like to see. I think that having experience with remote learning and things in the second year was probably a factor as well. So, you know, in the first year, it was just this kind of mad scramble for how do we do this thing called learning from home. But in the second year, everyone was more familiar with it. And perhaps that also was a factor. You know, in the early days of the pandemic and learning from home, a lot of kids in the more disadvantaged homes didn't have access to a device, and remote learning was a lot harder in that context. But by the second year, I think we'd found ways to ensure that schools were providing families with the resources they needed, at least in a better way.